Hi YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel, which is So Dominican. My name is Alondra, and in this channel I make videos about my life, anything that I can think that can help you, and doesn't even have to be help. It can even be entertaining, so get comfortable and welcome to my messy life. So in this video I want to chit chat with you guys about the fact that I'm about to turn 25. You all, it's literally a month and a couple weeks away from my 25th birthday, which I'm excited for a couple things, which is my insurance is about to go down, but at the same time I'm facing kind of like a mini life crisis. Why? Because believe it or not, when you turn 25, you kind of like tend to look back in time and re-step and review the steps that you already made in the past. And depending on what you have done, you may think about, well, I have made great progress so far, or well, I have fucked up in the past, you know? It's the same thing when you turn 40, which is the midlife crisis. I call this the mini midlife crisis, where you think like, where is my wedding ring? Or, well, I should have kids. Or my friends from high school, I have this and I don't have this. And you kind of like tend to compare your life with other people and see where you at. But honestly, I'm just gonna give you guys the tea. Fuck all those labels. Yeah, fuck all those labels, because each one of us, we have a unique life path and we are supposed to follow that, and everybody have a different one which may not be similar to other people. And that's one of the harder things that I have to accept in life, which is my path is so unique that I feel like an alien. Yes, I do feel like an alien. And if you think back in time, which we're about to get into it, it's just like, oh my gosh, like I am so weird. Yes, I am fucking weird, but weird in a good sense, which is like I'm so unique, different, complex, all of the above. You know, you got the point. So the first thing is that I come from Dominican Republic. I lived in Dominican Republic for 20 years before I moved to the States. I moved to the States on my earliest 20s. I was literally about to turn 20 when I moved to the States, and I'm about to turn 25. So literally the first quarter of my life, of my 20 years of life, I've been here in the States, which have been a huge impact to my belief system, a shock to my identity, and so many things that I have to mold through all the years and get used to new things. You know, it's a new experience, it's a new language, it's a new culture. You know, so many things are so different. So in my opinion, the best thing that I can talk about myself turning 25 is reviewing the steps that I have made the first quarter of my 20 years. So if we go back in time, when I got off that plane in Fort Lauderdale to move to Florida from Dominican Republic, the first thing that I was so excited about was the fast food. Yes, the fast food, because believe it or not, in Dominican Republic, we are, or I'm sorry if some of you guys say, well, I live in DR and it was not like that. Well, when I was living in DR, or my life to eat, you know, fast food was a luxury. You know, I was so used to homemade meals all the time, 3 times per day, that I remember like going to Pizza Hut or Burger King. It's kind of like one thing that our parents would do once a month, and sometimes not even, to kind of like do something different with the kids, you know? So yeah, I came here, I went crazy, I gained 10 pounds within 10 days, I believe, like 1 pound per day, and then I stopped, you know, like that was it. It was so crazy. I got my new job. I didn't know how to drive. In Florida, you have to drive. I got my new car. I didn't even know how to drive. I'm just very good at sending things. Please don't judge me. I don't know, I have to do what I have to do. I didn't have money to pay for somebody to teach me how to drive. I just got to the state. Please don't judge me. And believe it or not, I got my first car. I learned to drive on the road on my own. I remember before I went to get my driver license, before I went to do my driver license test, like the manual one, I literally, the weeks before, I went to a parking lot and I practiced a step that the state of Florida require you, and that's how I did it. Don't do what I did, okay? Don't do it. Don't be like, oh, people in Florida, that's what they drive crazy. Maybe, but I am not so stupid like that to kill someone because I know that having license, you're reliable for other people. So I never had a car accident. You know, I just had one ticket, and that was because I got road rage and I didn't know there was a trooper sitting down waiting for somebody to make a dumb mistake like I did. And guess what? I paid $300, but that was about it. I was good, you all. But overall, that was it. And before I moved to the States, I was learning how to drive in Dominican Republic, but it's a totally different system. In DR, there's savages on the street. They are savages. You got motorcycles, you got people not respecting the law. It's just so many things. And it's my country. And it's a true, it's a fact. Don't say otherwise. Period. I got my new job at Wendy's. I remember that was my first job. I got my new car, and I was trying to get used to the culture and everything, you know. And in the meantime, there were so many things that went down in my life. I moved here. Then, you know, I was dealing with family situations, you know, moving. I went to New York for the first time. That was something magical for me. Then I hit depression. Yep, I hit depression 2017. Literally not even a year after I get to the States. It was tough. It was tough to get used to all of this. It was so many things that I have to swallow in such amount of time. I throw myself into school as soon as I got here. I struggle with that a lot. I have to pay bills. For me, I have such a bad conception of like how money or currency work. Because I remember when I went to get my car, they were like, oh, you can pay $215, $230, or $290. And I was like, no, I paid $290, sorry. That's nothing. That's nothing, bitch. You make literally $500 a whole month at Wendy's. You know, I didn't have anybody that would like walk me through the things that you wish you knew so that way you don't make those mistakes. But unfortunately, I have to go through it because I didn't know any better. I just want you guys to have some compassion because I didn't know any better. And when you don't know any better, you just make stupid mistakes that people laugh at you for. But at the same time, I cannot do much. That's what I could do, and that's what I did. And then I learned my lesson. Now I try to tell everybody that I can not to do something like that, of course, because I learned my lesson. So yeah, like I throw myself into school. I was working full-time. I was trying to be a dental hygienist, and I just made my first semester. I couldn't survive. I hit depression. I thought I would die. I literally was so depressed that I remember when I went to school, they gave me it was like a 2 free section of a psychology therapy sections, and I took advantage of them. I think I took 2 or 3, and that helped me a lot. Honestly, it made me feel understood, but I was still struggling with so many things. I was struggling with family. I was struggling with my love life. I was struggling with my own self, my personality, friends, the system in the States, overall everything. It was just so much. My early 20s were tough because of all the things that I have to learn. I'm pretty sure not all of you guys will literally go through that, but I'm just giving you my honest opinion. And I want to tell you, oh yeah, make a smart move or do this different. But at the end of the day, when we are going through those years, we don't see things the way we see things when we are 25 or later in life. And I honestly feel that everybody's gonna make mistakes no matter what. You may come here to see, oh well, what advice can I get so that way I don't make those mistakes before I'm 25. Yeah, you may avoid them, but you may encounter a different set of mistakes, because we all have to make mistakes in order to be more wise. And that makes you mature. That's what makes you mature. If you are in life walking with crystal shoes, trying not to break them, how are you gonna feel the grass? How you can do that? You cannot tell me how the grass is, because you're trying to avoid to step on the grass, you know. So we all have some type of lessons that we have to learn when we are on our 20s, early 20s especially. That's like a very, very prime time to make mistakes and to learn and discover yourself, because I'm pretty sure like it's a blessing when you are 5 years old and you say you want to be an engineer and you follow through until later in life. Most of the time that's not the case. You want to be something and you change your mind a lot because you're trying to find yourself. I just want to have some type of compassion, and I want to share some compassion to you guys to give you the real thing, because people are everywhere, right and left, telling you, oh, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. But at the end of the day, you have to go through your own mistakes in order to learn. I remember that when I was earlier, my mom would tell me like, oh, you buy too much, you do this, you do that. And I'm like, no, I don't. You are over exaggerating. You all, it turned out it was fucking true, okay? It was true. I will literally go to fucking Fashion Nova and buy new clothes before I pay my bills. That was not smart of me, and I learned the hard lesson. I literally got in debt so bad with freaking credit cards, and I struggled for so long that I learned my lesson. Not anymore. I know, trust me, I freaking know. But sometimes we are so hard-headed when we are so young that we think we can eat like the life, like the world is our oysters, but that's not the reality. So beside that, you know, of course, love always come into play, because that's how life loves to test us, through love. Like literally the hardest lesson that you will ever have will be through freaking love, because we all want to be loved. Like we all want to be in a very harmonious partnership where we feel understood or whatever. And yeah, it was a fucking struggle, but guess what? Every relationship that I ever had teach me something. And what you have to do about not just love and your early 20s and everything is to see what those experiences can teach you, so that way you don't repeat them later. And that's something that is very unique and profound of each of us. And we have to contemplate, okay, what's the lesson I take from this? Not just from that person, but also from myself. Why did I do to kind of contribute to the mess? Not just that person, because we're always so eager to point fingers and be like, oh, he did that, oh, I shouldn't have done that, somebody should have told me this and that. But we have to also look at the bigger picture, okay? So of course I went through hell on my early 20s, but the thing is where I am right now. If I'm honest with you guys, I wouldn't change anything of my early 20s. I went through hell. There were so many things that I went through. Of course, there were so many things that maybe I should have learned earlier, so that way it doesn't take me so long to learn it. But even though I'm 25, I feel like I know so many things that people that are 40 don't even know. Why? Because when you're somebody that you're so used to go through so many things in life, you kind of like get used to kind of like the lessons, you know, and you're just like, oh, okay, here you go, another one, okay, let me process it, let me keep going, okay, another one, okay. You kind of like stay in that rhythm of like, okay, I'm ready, okay, and process really, really quick. Better than other people that don't usually have a lot of changes, because it's so funny how human beings work. We are always so afraid to changes, always so afraid to changes. But life is about changes. That's how you change. That's how you see life from a profound point of view. When you change, when you learn, when you see different things, otherwise how can you, you know? My life, like if you look at it from a perspective where like some people are so stable, they literally have been living in the same life, in the same house, for so many years, and they even know the male guide and everything. I don't know what is that. I don't know what is that, because my life is totally different from people that do those type of things. And if you look back into my 5 years of my early 20s, if I sit down here and I tell you every little thing that I went through, you'll be like, what the fuck? Yes, what the fuck? Because she changed for me like constantly, and that's just my life. You don't have to be like, okay, that's not my life, that's fine. You're gonna learn your lesson the way you're gonna learn it. The point that I want you to get is like, no matter what you try to do, you're gonna make some type of mistakes, and I'd rather you make those mistakes early in your 20s, so that way later on you don't have to repeat them again, and you can build on a solid foundation. That's the point that I want people to get. When I look back, it's just fucking afraid. Like I don't have no ring, I don't have no boyfriend, I'm fucking celibate. I am I'm still working on the business ideas that I have, and because of that, it doesn't mean that I am a failure. That's what I want you to get. That's the biggest thing that you're gonna face when you turn 25. When you look back in time, you're gonna be like, oh, I thought I would be married, I thought I would have kids, I thought this, I thought that. No. Or, oh, my friends have this. No, that's not your path, that's their path, because their kid may teach them something that they need to learn at that time. Not all of us have the same the same set of struggles and situations. Just learn how to roll with it, because that's okay. And the sooner you learn that, the sooner you're gonna free yourself. And it took me a freaking while to get here and understand all of this that I'm telling you. And I just feel so compelled to make this video and let you guys know my perspective, because I know it's gonna help other people, because we are so eager to compare our life. Like, we are so freaking eager. And I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was 14, I told myself, well, when I turn 24, 25, I wanna have my first kid. I wanna have kids. I wanna be married. I wanna do this. Where? Mary, where? Skip where? I just remember like little kid, like, never mind. It's just like, where? There's nothing here. And what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna kill myself because of that? No. Maybe it's not meant to happen right now, but that doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen later. Fucking wait, hope. Shit. But you just gotta roll with life and understand that we are gonna make mistakes. And no matter how your life look like when you look back in time, just trying to, if you think you feel like a failure because of the things that you have made in the past, look back. There's some type of lessons right there that you need to learn. Or maybe you have been repeating because you've been avoiding to see the lesson about it. And if you're feeling successful, great, amazing. Because most of us, especially 90 kids or 20s, having come on now, just look at it. Like, how many shit we have been through. Like, just to name big things. We have the 9/11 event. We have so many changes. Like, we have seen so many things. We have seen, I don't even know what to name. I just know that we have been through huge changes that maybe people or parents didn't went through, hopefully. But I just feel like we are kind of like, when there's a bridge that dividing two, let's say that gap that is right there that dividing two, that's 90s kids. Like, we just like are thrown right and left. So you're gonna be okay. You need to be okay with it, because that's just the life that we got to live. And that's my very humble opinion. You don't have to relate to it, okay? And yeah, you know, I just feel like 20s are those years where people tell you that it's okay to have $100,000 of debt in student loans, but you have to be more smart about it if you want to have a solid foundation on your 30s. Like, you need to be more smart about it. It's I don't know, the career that you're pursuing. Like the aesthetic, like if you look back and you see how the numbers are telling you is that career successful, like these days or not. Like we just need to be smart about it, because things are not working the way things work in the past. Like, come on now, this is 2020. We're in the middle of a pandemic where things have changed like 360. So when things change 360, we have to move differently, okay? So I hope you took something out of this video. I feel so compelled to say it. You know, I'm not afraid to tell you that I'm a mess, you know, but I'm a sweet mess, okay? And we are here every day learning the lessons that we are supposed to learn, so that way we don't make those mistakes again. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you think. Besote, like kiss in Spanish, okay? Learn some language. Bye.